Hey there, it's Ana Caban, the brand ambassador for Balanced Body, and we continue to navigate our new normal, which we know is temporary, but it is what we are living today. And my guest is coming to us from Sacramento, California. It is Nora St. John. Hey, Nora.
Hi everybody. Good to see you all.
Tell us what you do, Nora. Who are you?
I'm the Education Program Director for Balanced Body. So I write manuals and design conferences and try to keep all of you guys up and moving.
Awesome. So I'd like to know what Nora St. John is doing to kind of navigate this unusual and unprecedented time on a personal note. Like how are you personally keeping your cool?
Well, there's two things. One is I'm watching an awful lot of the Great British Baking Show, which is keeping me sane at night. Because like, I read a lot of the news and then I get a little anxious, watch a little bit of news, read a little bit of my Apple News, and then go, oh my God, I need to calm down. So then I watch something about baking in the beautiful British countryside. Calms me right down. It's amazing.
But you don't bake yourself? I mean, does it inspire you to make something?
Oh yeah. Except I sit there and I realize like if they're a 10, I'm like a 1.2. They're so much better than I am, perpetually.
I have to check it out. I don't watch that show. I try not to watch too much cooking because one, I can't cook, so it's kind of depressing for me. And
right.
Two, it just makes me hungry. But I may have to check that one out.
It's just a total escape. Yeah. And the other thing too is just keeping in touch with friends and family. I've done, again, like many of you, more Zoom and FaceTime calls than ever before in my life. And, just realizing the value and the importance of connection and how much I miss that. So I've really been enjoying that, actually, spending time just chatting with people and hearing how they're doing. And that, Ana said a little bit earlier in the beginning of our conversation that there's a calmness to this time. And there is. It's like people have kind of time and space and we're not rushing in the same way we usually are. And it's just a really different feeling. And I'm enjoying a lot of that.
That is awesome. I love the Zoom, FaceTime, WhatsApp, whatever's out there. I'm using it all. And my brother lives on the East Coast, and we used to talk, once a week. And now we check in every single day, and it's like the highlight of my day. I really love, what happened today? I love connecting with him. So I too am enjoying this time to reconnect.
Yeah.
So you work for Balanced Body, you work at Balanced Body normally, and I'm wondering how your day-to-day has changed, and how your clients, your clients are us, instructors, right? People you serve. So how has that shifted? I've seen a few webinars, because I'm on email trails and I've seen some things that you guys have been doing. Maybe you could share what has had to shift or how you've supported people now, these instructors.
So I think there's a lot of things we've been trying to do. One of them is we've done a couple of webinars. We did one webinar on just here's some resources for people trying to navigate this sudden and completely unprecedented breakdown of our entire business and community. And then another one was how to go online, because that is the future that most of us are now seeing, or the present that most of us are now experiencing. So we did those two things. I'm also we're communicating just about weekly with all of our master instructors and a lot of our students through email, through personal phone calls and Facebook and kind of every other way. Just catching up, seeing how people are doing and if they're surviving and what their circumstances are, and hearing a lot of really positive stories. A number of people have really took going online took the bull by the horns, as it were, and they say they're about 50 to 70% of what they were in terms of income, which just means that, certainly they've got the ability to keep going, which is awesome. We've also been working on a couple of projects. All Pilates on Tour has been canceled for a while and will continue to probably be canceled for most of the year. And what we're looking at is doing like a 24-hour Pilates day virtual Pilates conference. So just any way that we can to keep our community coherent and communicating and connecting during this time is really what I've been working on.
I love that. I love these. I'm seeing these virtual summits, people doing, gathering leaders, not necessarily Pilates, but in all different fields, gathering together leaders to provide inspiration. I mean, people at home, right? So they have time to tune in and get some inspiration and connect and have some kind of community. So I love what you're doing for our community. That's fantastic. Do you have, I know you're talking to a lot of master instructors, so perhaps what you've heard out there might give you an idea of something you could share with the rest of the world, a tip for people right now navigating this time.
I think a lot of things have been said. There's a lot of resources from the federal government, from state governments, and other kinds of things to keep your business alive. But one of the things that I've really been telling people is take this as a time to get past your maintenance mode, your everyday, day-to-day, everything, 17 clients in a row, whatever you've got, and really think about where you want to be when this is over, because it will be over. And how do you want your business to look? How do you want your life to feel? How do you want your practice to be? This is a great opportunity to spend some time visioning and revisioning and envisioning your future, and really letting things settle a bit. Most of us, I know for me, I spend so much of my time just keeping everything running that I don't have the chance to really think about what's possible. And, I think this is a really nice time to just take that opportunity and, let the stress go down and just think about where you want to be, how you want this to look when you're done. Because this will be over eventually. We will get back to something, something.
We're not doing something.
Yeah.
That's great advice. In fact, what I found during this time is I have a few colleagues out, in the world that are like my sisters. And we really always, over the years, have supported each other on our creativity. I have an idea, I'm not sure, what do you think? And now I have the time and they have the time to weekly connect and say, okay, I'm working on this project. What do you think? So I'm, like you said, I'm taking the time to be creative and envision what I want, but then I have people available to support me right now, which normally we're too busy, So take advantage of those friends, that support system as well.
That's fantastic. One of the things I often say at Pilates and tour conferences and other things is look around this room, because in this room are people who share your vision, your passion, your love of what we do, your love of movement. And you may find a colleague in here that will literally be like, we call them your work wife or your work husband, somebody who is like so special to you because they share that passion. And that's great. And I love that. That's a wonderful piece of advice for everybody. Find your support group and work it right now.
Exactly. Now's the time. And then you have the momentum right now, build it up now, and then it should smooth sail afterwards when
Exactly.
life. So do the work now. So I know Nora a little bit. I see her when I go into, the mothership to check in, but I don't know a lot. So what could you share with me and the world that we may not know or suspect about Nora St. John? Unusual.
Well, two things that have sort of come up while I've been sitting at home a little more than I usually do, because usually I'm traveling like half the time, is I crochet and I do beadwork. So I have this sort of movement side, and then I have this fine motor side. And that fine motor side really requires patience. And now I sort of have some of that. So anyway, that's not very exciting, but that's what I do. Sometimes I feel like an old lady half the time. That's my old lady side.
But I think that it requires patience and stillness. You need to sit down to do your crochet and beading. And now you have the time and the calm. So there's that. I do have a necklace that you made from beads. So thank you very much. What about something silly or funny that we could end our interview with? I like people to have a little chuckle at the end.
So this is one of the few jokes that I actually remember. So I'm going to tell you this joke, and it's kind of a sciencey joke. So what does a test tube baby have that no other baby in the world has?
What does a test tube baby have? I don't know, Nora. What does a test tube baby have that no other baby has?
A womb with a view.
Okay.
Sorry, it's the best I could do on short notice.
That's awesome. A womb with a view. Well, on that note, thank you all for joining us. Thank you, Nora St. John. It's been nice to spend some virtual time with you.
Thank you,
Stay
Hannah.
safe. And I hope to see all you guys out there very soon, live and in person. Take care.
Bye-bye.